What's going on, guys? Welcome back. It's your boy Jay. Today we'll be interviewing my sister, Dr. Ahmed. So she's an eye doctor, so let's stick around and we'll get right into it. Thank you so much for joining us, Nazneen, today. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. So why don't we just start with your background and schooling, college, hometown, all that good stuff.
Well, I'm Nazneen Ahmed. I was born in Dhaka, Bangladesh, and I moved here to the States when I was 17. So basically I did 1 year of high school, then I went to college. So I graduated in biology major from Temple. And then after that I did my doctorate in San Antonio, UIW Rosenberg School of Optometry. That's where I got my optometry degree from.
Okay, so what is your optometrist? So what is your official title?
So basically, optometrists are doctor of basically optometry. So at the end of the name, you get a title of OD after you graduate from optometry school.
So the OD is your official title, I'm assuming.
That is correct. Yes.
Gotcha.
Just like it would be MD for a medical doctor.
Okay.
Or doctor of medicine. OD stands for doctor of optometry, which is eye doctor.
So how is it different for, in terms of people who are doing surgical stuff? Is that a separate thing? Medical school, how's that work?
It is. So the biggest difference between an eye surgeon who would be called an ophthalmologist and optometrist is optometrist in general cannot cut. You can treat anything and everything that's related to eye, any kind of eye disorder, lumps and bumps, redness, or even diabetic eye problems, as long as you're not cutting.
So how did you end up in this career path anyway?
So I kind of knew growing up that I want to be in medical field. I just didn't know which direction I'm going to go to. So I actually didn't even know about optometry until one of my counselor brought it up. So she actually brought it up to me and she was like, well, do you know what you want to do? And you're kind of almost towards the end of your 4th year. You should have started, and I didn't know the process takes about a year and a half from the application to you starting either medical school or optometry school. And you do have to take, just like in GRE or GMAT, you do have to take OAT exam for optometry school, and for medical school you have to take MCAT.
So starting from school, so you have 4 years of bachelor's.
So yes, so after high school you do 4 years of undergrad, then you do 4 years of optometry school, and then you will do 1 year of residency, which is optional.
So altogether you're more or less 8-9 years of schooling.
Yes, you're looking at 8 to 9 years.
Understood. Okay, so I kind of want to get into what is the starting salary for optometrists after 9 years of schooling?
So again, it does vary by by state, but in general, you're looking probably somewhere around 90,000. So 90 and up. If you are in a retail setting, you could probably get a little bit more, maybe 120.
So I think one of the things that people really don't talk about is school and how much schooling costs. How much does optometry school cost?
So it's actually cost pretty much same as medical schools.
Okay.
So when I was going to school, the tuition, I believe my starting tuition for the first year was like $28,000. And then obviously you also have to add housing.
Right.
And it is very intensive program, so you are not able to do any kind of part-time work. The tuition is not the most expensive part. The living is the most, and you're not being able to work for 4 years and still be able to afford yourself. That's where that's where all your expense comes from. So if it's just 4 years of school, you're probably looking at 120, 130 at the end of 4 years, but that's
just the tuition.
Right, that is just the tuition. That is definitely not how much.
So how much do you think an average person would spend over the 4 years?
I think at least so if you add everything together, I think you're thinking at least somewhere about 50,000 a year.
50,000, so that's 200,000 over 4 years.
Because it is a doctorate program, they usually don't let you stay in dorm. So you do have to get an apartment, so you don't have the luxury to just kind of stay in a dorm and just pay.
Right.
Because it is a doctorate program.
So let's start with what do your day-to-day look like in a private practice?
So in a private practice, basically in the morning when I'll go in, the technicians do work up the patient, so they do all the pre-testing.
Okay.
Then they will bring the patient into you, and then you still have to go over everything again. You introduce yourself, and then you basically ask them, hey, like what can I do for you, what is going on, why are you here today, and you let the patient guide the exam, rest of the exam. So depending on what they are coming in for, that's what you want to address.
Okay.
You will still have to go over asking them if they ever had any issues with the eyes. You want to know a little bit of their history, even though they're supposed to fill out the paperwork, but you still quickly just summarize everything. You ask them real quick, hey, any eye issues I need to know about, any health issues I need to know about. Then you start the exam. If they're coming in for just a routine eye exam, then you'll check their pupil, you'll check their eye muscle, you will check their vision, and then you'll go ahead and do their prescription. Once you're done with the prescription, then you will put drops in their eye, which we call dilation, which allows you to take a look in the back of the eye and allows you a better view in their health. Once you put the drops, they usually wait about 20 minutes or so, so you'll have them wait in the waiting area and you are ready for the next patient. Once you are done there, again, you'll go back because it takes anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes for that patient to dilate. You will bring the patient back. You will take a look in the back of their eye, and then you discuss the findings with the patient. You tell your recommendation. I'm recommending these glasses for you, or I'm recommending this contact for you, or it's something else I'm recommending. So that is what your day in, day out looks like.
So what type of managerial things you have to do as a doctor?
So if it is a small practice like that, I was directly supervising them in terms of making a schedule, if they are taking day off, or what time they're coming in, what time the lunch. I was supervising the schedule as well if they're taking walk-ins. So I will control all of that.
So in terms of the difference between the private and the commercial now, what is the biggest difference?
So
in your
basically,
opinion?
in the commercial setting, you are not responsible for anything except for just doing the exam.
What do you think is the most enjoyable part of your job?
So for me, it's the people. So I love like connecting with patients, and they always have some stories, and that's what is the best part. And of course, when you see a kid for the first time and they just cannot see, and you give them that pair of glasses, and it's like a different world for them.
Right.
That is very that when that happens, you feel really good about yourself.
Gotcha.
That's a very enjoyable moment.
What is the least enjoyable moment?
I think the least enjoyable is dealing with insurances.
Okay.
So I think, and the billing and the coding. So in a perfect world, that would not exist. But there is a lot of, like, when it comes to what insurances you can take, what panel you can be on, how much they're reimbursing. There is a lot of, the insurance companies dictates a lot of it.
So if somebody's looking at your profession and that is their career goal, what would be one advice you would give them?
So if that's what you want to do, I would definitely tell them actually shadowing someone to sort of see exactly what they do.
Like before school?
Before school, yes.
Okay.
It is part of a lot of the optometry school requirement, and I think it really is a good idea.
Got you. So what's one unexpected thing that you came across in this career that you didn't think about before?
Like, I have to either explain to patient that what is the difference between optometrist and ophthalmologist. So there is people don't know.
Okay.
People don't know what optometrists do. They know, but they also don't know. So I think that was the biggest thing, where I even have to educate fellow doctors, fellow health professionals, that we do a lot more than just eyeglasses.
As a doctor, what do you think your biggest accomplishment is?
So for me, I feel I can connect with people, and I can actually explain things the way where people will understand, and that's my biggest. I feel that's my biggest accomplishment. People have a lot of misconceptions when it comes to their eyes. People almost take it as a disability, and it is not. You just need help. That's
right.
all. So when you have to explain that to a patient, and a lot of time people are in denial that I don't need it. So you have to explain it in a way where people want to wear it.
So if you were to change your career, like reverse time, go back to school, starting from zero, what would you do?
I'll fail all my classes for sure. No, I mean I don't think I'll do anything else. I don't. I definitely enjoy this because it has the perks of you being a healthcare provider, but you don't have to have you don't have to be on call if you don't want to be. Of course, if you're in a hospital, then hospitals think you might have to. But in general, there you are not working weekends, or you are not doing after hours, or you are not on call.
So if you're in my shoes, and I'm sure I missed a couple of questions, what would you ask yourself that I might have missed?
I would ask where is the profession going now? With generation we are in, there is a big it's a big population of baby boomers, and baby boomers basically all are going to come down with cataract or glaucoma or diabetic eye issues, which ophthalmologists are sort of taking care of. While they're busy with that, they can only see so much.
Right.
So for everybody that wants to be an optometry now, they have to start thinking medically. If you're just thinking that, oh, all I want to do is just write a prescription for eyeglasses all day long, that's probably not the correct way to think about it.
Well, that's all the questions I had for you today. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're very welcome.
So yeah, I mean, our audience will be keeping in touch with you, and thanks so much.
Thank you.
If you are interested in a specific career path or know someone who'd like to be interviewed, please email us at askalutely@gmail.com. That's basically absolutely without the BS.